Good evening, it's Ray from ProShaper Workshop in Charlton, Massachusetts, and today we're looking at this Ferrari fender. This is a 275 GTB rear quarter fender, and we also have, this is the left side, we also have the right side, and this pair of quarter panels came in a body shop purchase that I've mentioned before. And this one was all cut off. Apparently they needed the right side rear section of the quarter panel, and they needed the center section of the quarter panel, and you can see the rough cut that they made there. And they threw these down in the basement, and they sat there probably since the 70s. This is a 66 Ferrari, and it's a beautiful car, and it deserved a little bit better condition that it was in. It was severely rusted, both sides of it, with humidity rust. And I cleaned it up really nice. And now you can see all the details. I believe this was made in England. Usually, if it was made in Italy, it would not have as smooth as surfaces, and there'd be a lot of hammer marks and stuff. In this case here, it has some beautiful wells. They're fusion gas wells. And you can see that one there. Now, one of the problems with fusion gas welding is you end up with a lot of divots, as you can see right there. And now that we got this clean, we can see all these details. And this whole back end of the quarter panel, we're copying it. We started making the flexible shape patterns off of it. And here's some of the panels we made. That's the main section of it, and that's going to get all welded on to the other quarter panel, so I have a complete left and right quarter panel. But you can see the details here. We have a section made here with your seam right here, another fusion weld, very small panel, surprisingly small. And then we tip this up, and you can see there's another real long fusion weld running front to back, and that's another piece right here. And then they actually have another little piece on the wing that connects over above the trunk lid there, and that would have been connected. They cut that off. They used the other section of it. And then in the inside you can see the welds a little bit better. You can see that fusion weld from front to back. And I believe what they do when they did those fusion welds, something I don't really like to do because of all the divots, but it's a generally accepted practice, is that they could actually weld that before it's fully developed. So you weld it a little early, and then you can set up an English wheel that has the crank on it, put a lot of pressure on it, and you can get out any little inconsistencies in there on the surface, and it'll also stretch it out, and it ends up with a really, really nice smooth surface here. And this is, expertly done, just about perfect. A stamped panel couldn't be any better. All the edges, all the 90-degree edges are all done good, but some of them they've welded right on the corner. And even that, they did a really nice job. And these louvers, the way they made that, you can see this is just a simple little panel that they bent up in a break. And then they cut the openings. We'll look at the openings again on the other side. They cut the openings here, and then they leaded instead of welding where the seam would come together. It's spot welded on. There's a little bit of spot weld evidence there. There's another bit of that fusion gas weld. So lots of nice detail. You can see here on this back section, they've got a little piece just right here that they've made. And here's your gutters for the trunk. This is the landing zone for the rear glass. And the interesting feature, spin this around here, is the way they made this tail light socket. There's the tail light socket. I gotta put it in the light a little bit, and it looks like they pressed in that little center circle and pressed in the other round, and then they flared up the top, and then they welded it right on the corner. You can see evidence of the weld, and this is 20 gauge steel too. So when I get all done, get the other one completed, we're gonna add that new section on the back. I'll have like a whole rear quarter, well, maybe a whole rear body section if I double up this joiner panel here, and then I have to come up with the joiner panel for the center. I'll have the whole rear body section basically for the 66 GTB body, and it's going to be an interesting little project. So thanks for watching. It's Ray from ProShaper. Please remember to subscribe, give us the likes, and hit that little notification bell. It's Ray from ProShaper Workshop in Charlton, Massachusetts. Thank you.